This video almost didn't get put on YouTube just because I feel like a complete idiot. I did so many mistakes, and yeah, it was embarrassing. Well, it still is embarrassing for me, but I felt like maybe it can be a learning aid for new pilots, new people flying drones, of things not to do. I've still got the drone. It's got some issues that I've got to sort out. Anyway, I'll roll the video and I'll talk to you in a minute. Alright, well, hopefully you can see me in there somewhere. I'm at a different location, another challenge, and it is going to be a challenge just to even launch today because I don't have enough light to legally launch the drone yet, but the wind's already picking up, and yeah, I've still got another 10 minutes or something until I can launch. Just up behind me here I've got a lighthouse. I'm on the coast. I've never filmed the coast before, so I've been really excited about coming out here and filming this. And it is a bit of a drive. It's a couple of hours drive from my house. So to get here and not even know if I'm going to be able to launch the drone or not, as I said, the wind's really starting to pick up. So we'll see. This might be all just shot on the camera.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
Alright, there's the lighthouse. Object scanning is enabled, which I've discovered you have to do every time you fly, so you can't preset it. Alright, I'm going to push forward, gimbal up as I go. Alright, so there's the lighthouse. Just going to fly.
Aircraft entered altitude zone.
Right, so there's it. Aircraft taking off somewhere around me. I'm hugging in pretty close to this lighthouse, so if something's going to run into this drone, it's going to run into this lighthouse as well. Strong wind warning, okay.
3, 2, 1.
So I'm just watching. I got 35% battery life left, so I've got to keep an eye on that. Now the wind's really picking up, so I'm imagining I'm going to get warnings in a minute. Strong wind warning. Yep, I was waiting for that. Alright, so it wants to return to home. I'm going to cancel that. Aircraft return to home in... Alright, sports mode. I'm just going to hoon along here a bit. I don't want to bring it back before it runs out of batteries and crashes into the ocean, but I still reckon I can get one more shot. Well, this is the first big mistake I made. You get low battery warning, strong wind warnings, just bring it straight back. Alright, gimbal up, sports mode, and we're just going to go. So this was a huge mistake on my part. I already had strong wind warnings, I already had low battery warnings. What I should have done was put it into sport mode and manually flown it straight back and landed it. However, I had my wife with me. She was acting as a spotter and she was carrying my gear around when I had to move to keep an eye on the drone and that. So I thought I'd impress her by pressing the return to home. And I had the return to home height set at 100 meters. So as soon as it went up to 100 meters, it hit that strong wind and it couldn't return to home. And I was looking up in the air, as my wife was as well, and we were both keeping an eye on the drone. Because as soon as I take my eye off the drone to look at the screen, it'd take me a bit to try to figure out where the drone was when I'd look back up in the sky. So I was watching that and occasionally just glancing down quickly at the controller. And when I glanced down, there was a message on there and I didn't even read it. I just assumed it said it was returning to home and strong wind warnings and all these other things. So I just hit the OK button. And then I realised what I'd just seen on the screen. I looked back down, it's landing in its current location. And I couldn't override that. I was pressing everything I could think of. Nothing was happening and I'm seeing this drone coming down. So my thought was, I got to get down there as fast as I can. And I didn't know if there was a path down. I thought I was going to have to climb down this cliff face. And because I don't have a lanyard on the remote, I thrust it into the hands of my wife. I said, shut everything down. I've got to go get the drone. I've got to get down there. She didn't know what the hell to do with it. So I found a pathway down. I got down there. She's looking at the control and she sees that it's not going over the water, and it went down and just hovered. However, I'm looking over towards the rock shelf. I'm not even looking where the drone was sitting hovering a metre off the ground. If I had done that, it was fine. From when I came into shot and ran across the frame and out of shot, it was hovering for a minute. And after I'd walked out of the frame there, it still hovered for 2 minutes. Or 2 minutes and 9 seconds before it landed. And she's got this message on the screen saying she can move it to a safer location, but she doesn't know how to use the drone. So she's not touching anything. I had my phone with me. Her phone was still in the car, so she couldn't call me to say, hey, look back behind you, the drone's still sitting there. And it just auto landed in amongst the boulders. Luckily there was no sand and no water and everything. So the drone is safe. However, there is some scratches, very small scratches on the propellers. So I'm just going to change the whole lot out. There are the old blades. I'll pack this stuff away and then I'll fire it up, see if it works.
Take off. Landing.
Well, it all seems to work well. No damage done. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video.